Live from the CBS 58 studios in Milwaukee. This is the CBS 58 News at 9:30 on the M.
We begin at 9:30 with breaking news. Shots fired in downtown Dallas during a protest over the shooting deaths of two black men at the hands of police. Local media in Boston are reporting that there's more than one officer down in this shooting. We've got a live picture of the scene. It's going to jump around a little bit. We apologize for that. Several news outlets there reporting that police believe the shooter has a long gun or a rifle. This is still an active shooter situation. We are staying on top of this. We may have updates later in the show, definitely on the CBS 58 News at 10 o'clock.
For the second time in 2 days, white police officers shot and killed a black man, and there is video evidence.
The latest happened in a suburb of St. Paul, Minnesota, sparking marches in the city, fueling national outrage.
Marley Hall has more from outside the governor's mansion in St. Paul.
People across the country are demanding justice after white police officers shot and killed two black men in as many days. The latest happened in Falcon Heights, Minnesota, where a police officer shot Philando Castile during a traffic stop Wednesday evening.
The officer just shot him in his arm.
His girlfriend calmly live-streamed the immediate aftermath as the officer kept his gun drawn. On Tuesday, Baton Rouge police officers shot and killed 37-year-old Elton Sterling in a convenience store parking lot where he was selling DVDs. They responded to a call reporting a man with a gun. President Obama, upon his arrival in Warsaw, urged law enforcement to address bias in the criminal justice system. He says all Americans should be troubled by the shootings.
I just ask folks to step back and think, what if this happened to somebody in your family?
My skin is not a threat! The shootings sparked demonstrations in New York City, Dallas, Chicago, and Philadelphia.
Enough is enough!
And in Minnesota, where hundreds gathered to remember Castile at the school where he served lunch to 500 children every day.
Protesters made their way here to the governor's mansion. Governor Mark Dayton vowed justice will be served.
Would this have happened if those passengers, the driver and the passenger, were white? I don't think it would have.
The U.S. Justice Department says it will monitor the situation. Marley Hall, CBS News, St. Paul, Minnesota.
So far, the police officer involved in that Minnesota shooting has not been identified. He has been placed on administrative leave.
Residents in the city of Baton Rouge are calling for change 2 days after the shooting death of Alton Sterling. Today, the mayor led a prayer service.
Your strength is showing through.
Just 2 miles away, you see there a mural now marks the spot where police officers killed Sterling. His family demanding justice. Video of the shooting sparked national outrage.
If you don't care, there's something wrong with you. We can't run from this anymore. We have a problem all over this country.
People continued to peacefully protest outside the store where the shooting took place, but some fear the officers involved won't be held accountable. Department of Justice authorities are reviewing several videos of Sterling's shooting death as a part of their investigation.
Police are looking for the people who broke into 2 car dealerships overnight in Mount Pleasant. Apparently, the would-be thieves tried to steal vehicles from Racine Toyota and Pullman Motors, and while they failed to do that, they did cause several $1,000s worth of damage. Police believe whoever did this may have also been involved in a break-in at Porcaro Ford in Racine earlier this week.
It'll be another 2 months before we know if Dennis Brantner will be tried a second time for the 1990 murder of Barrett Beck. Last week, a jury was unable to reach a verdict at Brantner's first trial in Fond du Lac. A hearing has been scheduled for September 6th to determine whether he'll be tried again. Meanwhile, the Kenosha truck driver remains in jail on $1 million cash bond.
A Milwaukee church cleaning up after vandals covered almost every outside wall of their building with graffiti.
The spray paint messages criticized rap music and specifically called out the rapper Lil Wayne. CBS 58's Jacob Kittelstad reports.
Cleanup is pretty much complete now. They just have to add a coat of paint from where they had to power wash. This church has been here for more than 60 years. It has more than 400 members, and the pastor says he has no idea why they were targeted. Power washers spray off evidence of the vandalism first discovered by church daycare workers Wednesday morning. The greeting read, quote, "I hate Earth."
Somebody called me real early and woke up and told me they'd already called the police.
Pastor Andrew Nyron says the messages have no connection to what he preaches Sunday mornings.
I don't know too much about trying to get into the deeper meaning of it. I mean, with churches, you know, you get things in the mail even and stuff sometimes.
But there is a religious context. One says Jesus hates liars. Another, we're in Revelation or revolution. Either way, it's misspelled and extremely difficult to clean up.
Part of the building was built in the 60s, and it's kind of a concrete stucco, crumbly material. Silly, stupid, or somebody who's got some issues, I don't know. Somebody must have a lot of pain in their life, you know. I mean, with what we believe, we would want to even pray for that person and hope that whatever is going on, that they, you know, get some help and that their life gets better. And it's most of all, hopefully, that it won't happen again to us or anybody else.
As we've said, a suspect is not in custody. No witnesses have stepped forward, and the church does not have a security camera. They will not have to pay for most of the repairs because they do have insurance. However, they will have to pay for that $1,000 deductible. Reporting from Milwaukee, Jacob Kittlestad, CBS 58 News.
All right, time to check in with Chief Meteorologist Drew Burgoyne. A lot of rain, a lot of wind today, but it looks like that is moving on out.
Yeah, we got some nice temperatures headed our way, even for the weekend. Let's get the latest in your ReadyCast from Chief Meteorologist Drew Burgoyne. Hi, Drew.
Hi, guys. Yeah, definitely getting ready for some 80s for tomorrow. Most of the rain, the thunderstorms out of here, but some just hanging on throughout the northern part of our area, which, by the way, doesn't need any more rainfall from earlier on today. We've got a little rogue thunderstorm here just to the west of Fond du Lac. Nothing severe, a couple of little lightning strikes there. If it holds together, it could track throughout northern Dodge County into Fond du Lac County. What about overnight tonight into tomorrow morning? There will be a slight chance for a shower starting out your Friday morning, so maybe have the umbrella just in case. Otherwise, clouds and sunshine expected throughout the day. Now, we're going to have a stout west wind. Notice the winds are going to be offshore, and we'll see winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, but with that westerly wind, temperatures warming into the 80s throughout the area, looking very nice. Some clouds late in the afternoon into the evening, giving us an isolated chance for a shower. Otherwise, looking pretty nice for your Friday night with temperatures holding in the 70s. However, as we go into the weekend, we are expecting some cooler temperatures with a drop in humidity. We'll get you ready for it all. That's all coming up in your CBS 58 Ready Weather.
All right, Drew, thank you. FBI Director James Comey spent several hours today on Capitol Hill answering questions about the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails when she served as Secretary of State. Comey recommended charges now be filed against the presumptive Democratic nominee for president. Republicans say Clinton is the beneficiary of a legal double standard. Still, Comey says he followed the facts and the law.
What does it take for someone to misuse classified information and get in trouble for it?
I understand why people are confused by the whole discussion. I get that. But you know what would be a double standard? If she were prosecuted for gross negligence.
Democrats on the committee countered the Republican claims by calling the entire proceeding, quote, political theater. Lawmakers now want the FBI to investigate whether Clinton lied under oath to Congress about questions she may have answered differently to the FBI.
Meantime, two prominent Republicans from Wisconsin had a lot to say about the Clinton emails today. House Speaker Paul Ryan said he wants to see all the unclassified documents the FBI has related to this investigation.
I think the Clinton campaign is going to go in overdrive politically to try and get past this, get beyond this, and get people not to pay attention to this.
Ryan said Clinton should not have any access to classified information while she's running for president. Governor Scott Walker said he agrees with Ryan's request for sanctions on Clinton.
If it was anyone other than the nominee of their party, she would be prohibited from having access to classified information. It just shows the incredible double standard in Washington and why I think Americans, regardless of party, are fed up.
Ryan says today's hearing was about getting truth, answers, and accountability, while the Clinton campaign says the hearing was politically motivated. Late today, the State Department said it's reopening its internal investigation of how Clinton and her top aides handled classified information. That investigation suspended earlier this year so as not to interfere with the FBI probe.
The newest character in the popular Iron Man series is breaking boundaries. What's so special about Riri Williams? After the break.
Plus, why Samuel L. Jackson taking the leap from the big screen to reality TV. Drew?
A little bit of a drop in temperatures over the weekend. We're talking about highs in the 70s, but we warm right back up next week with several chances for showers and thunderstorms. We'll get you ready for them. That's all coming up your CBS 58 Ready Weather.
You're watching the CBS 58 News at 9:30 on the M with Bill Walsh and Marshana Hester.
Okay, Drew, is the rain done for the night?
Well, for our northern counties, we've got a couple of little chances for a few isolated showers. For the most part, the heavy rainfall, no severe weather, which is good.
Okay.
We had a little bit of that earlier on. Let's take a look at the time lapse of the Milwaukee Public Museum. Some of the rain moving downtown, but then giving way to a little sunshine before the sun went down this evening. So not a total washout, and obviously not too bad for Summerfest. We've done pretty well over the last week and a half or so. Ready Doppler, take a look. We do have a few isolated showers and thunderstorms starting to move into western sections of Fond du Lac County. If the sky continues to sag a little bit further to the south, could be moving into northern Dodge County. Nothing severe, but you could see some lightning, hear a little thunder. That's about it. So we take a look at the satellite and radar. We've got that little batch there. We're going to widen out. We saw some indications earlier of maybe a few other showers and storms developing out to the west. A lot of those have already fallen apart, but we'll continue a slight chance overnight going into tomorrow morning. In fact, you could see that on ReadyCast. The chance, at least tomorrow morning, for a few isolated showers. It's going to be a mild start, middle to upper 60s. With a bit of that humidity. Tomorrow afternoon, those winds are going to be out of the west. A nice warm up, everyone in the 80s by tomorrow afternoon. Then a few more clouds late tomorrow afternoon into the evening as we have maybe an isolated shower for Summerfest, but for the most part looking very nice. Warm for tomorrow, but some changes are on the way as we go into the weekend with some slightly cooler temperatures. So for tonight, other than a slight chance for a shower in our northern counties, we're looking pretty quiet with a partly cloudy sky. Low right around 68 degrees with more of a southeast to southwest wind from 5 to 10 miles per hour. ReadyCast for tomorrow, slim chance for a shower in the morning. Clouds and sunshine during the afternoon, and with a westerly wind, it's going to be breezy, partly cloudy, and pretty warm. How about a high temperature right around 84 degrees. Of course, it's been very humid the last couple of days. That humidity is going to be cut in half. Going into the weekend, we're going to have winds that are really going to be out of the northwest. It's going to be more refreshing with high temperatures in the 70s. So no more of this air you can wear. It's going to be going away, at least for Saturday and Sunday. A high on Saturday at 76. Sunday closing out Summerfest at 78 degrees. So really nice weather over the next several days if you are heading to the big gig. Monday at 81, middle 80s on Tuesday with a chance for some storms. A little bit unsettled Wednesday into Thursday morning with some additional chances for showers and thunderstorms. Still pretty toasty. Highs in the upper 80s there. It looks like some lower 80s Friday into Saturday and a little bit cooler by the end of next weekend.
All right, Drew, thank you very much. There's a new Iron Man coming to comic books, but the lead character isn't a man at all. Marvel says it's a 15-year-old black teenage girl taking over the suit from Tony Stark. Her name, Riri Williams. Time magazine broke the news in an interview with Iron Man writer Brian Michael Bendis. It reports Williams is a science genius who enrolls in MIT. Stark finds her after she builds her own Iron Man suit in her dorm room.
Another big name star is trying his hand at reality television. Samuel L. Jackson. Variety magazine reports the Oscar nominee and his wife are developing a series where A-list celebrities go back to their hometowns to connect with the communities where they got their start.
That looks interesting. A moose on the loose.
Oh, that's interesting too.
Yeah, in Newfoundland. Managed to shake off authorities for hours. Animal ran through trees. Even went in circles at one point to keep captors at bay. As you can imagine, the chase brought out quite a few onlookers. Took 2 tranquilizer darts and a 3-hour chase to finally bring this animal to safety.
At least it happened. He got there safe, you know?
Yeah.
No harm done.
Moose
no
is
harm,
fine.
No foul.
Exactly.
Hey, Earl, what's going on?
Got Aaron Hill traded, but the Voodoo Brewers got in exchange. That's next.
Now, CBS 58 Sports Zone with Earl Arms.
Aaron Hill, we hardly knew ye. The infielder traded today by the Brewers to Boston. In exchange, the Brewers getting a couple of prospects. We'll talk about those guys in just a bit. But Hill coming to the Brewers in January after a trade with Arizona. The veteran batted .283, hit 8 home runs, 29 RBI in his 78 games with the crew. He started 71 of those games this year. The Brewers also sending an undisclosed amount of cash to the Red Sox in the deal. Now, in exchange, the Brewers getting top prospects, or 2 prospects rather, Wendell Reho, a 20-year-old infielder, ranked 17th in Boston's farm system. His primary position, second base, but he will play shortstop and third base too. They also get a right-handed pitcher in Aaron Wilkerson, 27 years old, 2.44 ERA in AAA Pawtucket. He'll report right to AAA Colorado Springs. An update on the vote for the final spot on the National League roster next week. Ryan Braun, no surprise, unanimously leading every county in Wisconsin, but he's also got counties sprinkled all over the country, including Monroe County. That's next to Miami in Florida, where Braun went to school at the U. This is from the evening tally today. Fans, they can vote until 3 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you get those votes in. 4 years, $38.5 million. That's how much Matthew Dellavedova's deal is. Delly officially a Milwaukee Buck as of this afternoon. The team announcing a sign and trade that brings Delly to Milwaukee while sending the draft rights of Albert Morales to Cleveland. Delly an NBA champion with Cleveland while playing only 20 minutes a game though last year. Rashad Vaughn, one of the leading names for the Bucks on the Summer League roster, along with draft pick Thon Maker and Malcolm Brogdon, who will join him there. But speaking of Brogdon, he and Vaughn basically playing the same position this year, but that hasn't stopped Vaughn from being in the gym along with those two guys to prepare for tomorrow when they'll play Cleveland in Las Vegas.
Working on every different aspects of my game, just getting a lot of shots up, getting stronger, been lifting a lot, so just getting ready for Summer League.
Dwayne Wade, now the second Marquette player on the Chicago Bulls, the other one being Jimmy Butler. Wade, the three-time champion, hometown kid, 13-year veteran, but whose team is it going to be? Newly acquired guard Rajon Rondo, well, he has the answer.
Who the big dog? Well, it's obviously, I think it's Jimmy's team. Wade, I don't know how they're going to handle that out, but I think it's obviously Jimmy's the youngest. He's the engine here, and it'll be Jimmy, Wade, and then, it'll be pecking order.
Well, it's going to be Jimmy's team, it sounds like. That's sports. We'll be back.
We continue to follow breaking news in Dallas. We are now hearing one police officer and a DART, which is Dallas Area Rapid Transit officer, have been shot. This happening after the protest over the shooting deaths of two black men by police elsewhere in the country.
There are also local reports of witnesses saying they heard at least 30 shots. Now, this is a live picture of the scene in downtown Dallas. Another witness says the shooter stood by as the rally passed, then opened fire. As you can see, this is still a very active situation, an active shooter situation for authorities there. Police are still looking for the suspect or